This video covers the IGCSE Biology Objective 9.2.5 on the 2025 CAIE syllabus to describe coronary heart disease and its risk factors. Let's first talk about where coronary heart disease occurs and what it is. All right, so the coronary arteries, which I have already pointed out to you in a previous video when we talked about the structure of the heart, these are blood vessels around the heart itself. You can see that they actually come out of the aorta, so the blood supply is just coming out of the heart, but now the coronary arteries are branches that are going to allow for transport of nutrients directly to the cardiac muscles, and that is to keep the heart working. So the oxygen, the glucose, all the rest of the necessary nutrients to keep those heart muscles in prime condition. And so there are various coronary arteries around the heart, some in the front, some in the back. So coronary heart disease, also known as CHD, if you're writing on an assessment and you write CHD, that is fine. You don't have to write out coronary heart disease. But basically, this is going to occur when any one of the coronary arteries, whether it's the bigger branches or the smaller ones, as you can see on this diagram, become blocked in any way, shape, or form. Basically, what's going to happen is the region of the area of the heart that's nourished by that part of the artery can stop functioning if it becomes completely blocked. I mean, this is not an overnight thing. It doesn't just bam get blocked. It's a process that we're going to go through, but eventually, if the problem is not reversed or fixed, then that part of the heart can stop working and you can have a heart attack. All right, so let's talk about how CHD develops over time. So this could be a very long process, or it could be a quick process depending on how quickly the artery gets blocked. So the first thing that happens is fat deposits are going to develop in the arteries, and it's going to reduce the diameter of the lumen. The lumen is the opening of the artery. So we have pictured here an artery where the fat deposits are starting to build up. This is going to restrict blood flow, which is going to increase pressure in the artery wall, and that's going to lead to some damage in the artery wall. The damaged area is going to be repaired, but the fibrous tissue that repairs it reduces the elasticity of the wall. And as this lining becomes degraded with the damage, then cholesterol is going to stick to it and form something hard called plaque. So that's what's happening in the first three pictures on the left, where the plaque is starting to build up. Then some of the plaque may break off depending on blood pressure and pulse and numerous factors. Some of the plaque can break off, and so then blood clotting can occur. So what's going to happen is there'll be some blood clotting in that area. This is going to restrict flow even more. As you can see, the lumen is becoming narrower over time, and some of the plaque can actually get pushed into and block smaller arteries. So it can cause other problems if left to just build up. So what are some of the risk factors for coronary heart disease? Well, we've got a whole bunch here. So the first one is age. I mean, just blood vessels just become less flexible with age. That's just normal. It could be genetics. You have high blood pressure that runs in your family. You might be overweight, which is going to place a strain on the heart to try to get blood to all the parts of the body. There are certain types of diseases that will increase the risk of coronary heart disease. For example, diabetes, a diet that has high saturated fats, salt, alcohol, those all will increase the risk of coronary heart disease. We have things like non-exercise. So a lifestyle that is very, very sedentary can possibly increase the risk of developing coronary heart disease. Sex, which is that because of lower estrogen levels, men tend to be at greater risk for CHD. And then smoking. And the reason for this is not only that the blood vessels can get irritated, but that nicotine, the addictive component of cigarettes, can cause vasoconstriction, so the blood vessels are actually getting smaller due to the nicotine because of the irritation, and this is going to raise blood pressure, which is directly connected to coronary heart disease. So these are the different risk factors. It could be one risk factor, it could be multiple risk factors. It just depends on the person and their lifestyle. But basically, a way for you to remember this is a mnemonic, a goddess. That is age, genetics, obesity, disease, diet, exercise, sex, and smoking.